How's it going, people? Oh, sorry for getting in your face there. Wait, why did I get so close? Oh, it's because we were on the back balloon. Let me try that again. How's it going, people? You know what? Nah, I want to get in your face. How's it going, people? So there's a new ninja that just dropped and saved the world. So for today's video, we're going to take a look at it. You'll be able to get it from the event store for 2,800 gold. Also, I don't think she's been added to the collection book yet. Her standard perk is called Eat My Space Dust, and that'll double your sprint stamina. And that'll apply whether you use her as your commander or in your support team. Her commander perk does the same thing, and it also leaves a cloud when you sprint that lasts for 6 seconds, dealing affliction and 50% damage vulnerability to enemies inside the cloud. And when it comes to her abilities, she has Dragon Slash, Kunai Storm, and Throwing Stars. And at the very bottom it says Charting the Dark Fringes of the Universe. Anyways, here's what she normally looks like. And here's what her edit style looks like. I think we'll go ahead and equip the edit style for now. And she doesn't have a back bling, unfortunately, but she did get a little helmet with a mask. And here's what it looks like up close. Alright, so before we even make a loadout, the first thing I want to do is show how long the stamina lasts with a normal hero. So we'll just load in with Jingle Jess for now. And we're starting off on the edge of the map, and we're going to see how long it lasts. So we got 1, 2, 3, 11. Oh, so most heroes' sprint stamina is only going to last about 11 tiles if you don't have any sort of movement or speed buff. And when we look at our map, that's not even like a third of the way across the map. So you don't really get that far with your normal sprint stamina. But Eternal Wanderer doubles your sprint stamina. So we should be able to travel even further before we run out. And just like last time, we're going to start off on the edge of the map. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. So we got 21 tiles without using any buffs. And that got us to about maybe a third of the way across the map. So yeah, that's what she looks like without any sort of buff. Now we're going to add Fleetfoot Ken to our support team and see if this increases our distance even further. And again, we're starting on the edge of the map. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so we got 23 tiles this time when we had Fleetfoot Ken in our support team. We made it almost halfway across the map with this loadout. Now we're going to add Dire to make ourselves even faster. We will have to wait till nighttime though. And when we run with this loadout, again starting from the edge of the map, let's see how far we go. 1. Alright, so we got 29 tiles before our stamina ran out. And when we look at our map, that's almost halfway. But there's still one more thing we can do to try to increase this distance. And that is by equipping the Baron. Because our Baron has 3 movement speed perks on it. So now we're going to see how far we can go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we got 34 tiles this time. And when we look at our map, I would say that's definitely about halfway. And for our last speed test, we're going to use the same exact loadout, except this time we're going to have the movement speed helping us out even more. So right now I'm at the top of the map, at the edge, and I want to see how far we can make it this time. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, we still only got 34 tiles. I was hoping we would go a little bit further, but as you can see, we made it clearly halfway across the map before we ran out of stamina. You ever wonder what happens when you turn these 2 emojis into a hero? This is what happens. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is show an example of our cloud. So I'm just going to go ahead and sprint a little bit to show you what it looks like. So let's go ahead and run. And then if we turn around really fast, we can see it. And it looks like it was about 4 or 5 tiles behind us. I think if we were to run a little bit slower, it would have looked like 3 or 4 tiles. But since our speed is so fast, it looks like we were able to stretch it out to about 4 or 5 tiles. About 4 tiles. And it looks like they will continue taking affliction damage even if they walk outside of your smoke. And you see this guy wasn't in our smoke, but he was still taking affliction damage. So I think they just have to come into contact with your cloud to start taking affliction damage, and it should only last for 6 seconds. Looks like the cloud is very similar to the beehive husk, except I don't leave bees behind, I just leave a cloud. But they almost work sort of the same way. Also, this little cloud is very pretty, by the way. Very pretty cloud. And here's what the cloud of smoke looks like on a big group of enemies. One thing I want to point out with this cloud is that it'll keep resetting the timer on that 6-second cooldown as long as they're in the smoke. It'll keep resetting that timer. So technically you can get your affliction damage to last for a very long time if you can keep them in the smoke a little bit longer. Next thing I want to do is see how many ticks of damage we can get without any buffs. And I'm going to try to do it to where he only gets hit by it once, because I noticed the longer they stay in the cloud, the more ticks of affliction damage you'll get. So I kind of just want to hit him with it once, and it looks like we did. And we only got 6 ticks of damage, which makes sense because it only lasts for 6 seconds. But I also want to see how many ticks of damage we can get if we have Hybrid in our support team, because he's supposed to increase affliction duration. So let's see how many ticks of damage we can get now. So I do want to try to get this Taker to run through my smoke and see how much affliction damage we can deal. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, so we got 9 ticks of damage that time when we got Hybrid in our support team. So it does look like Hybrid will increase your affliction duration, but after testing it out, the best way to increase your affliction duration with this hero is to just try to keep them inside the smoke as long as possible. I think you'll be able to increase your duration the most doing it that way. So I don't think Hybrid is necessarily necessary, because you can increase it very easily on your own. All you have to do is just run. But yeah, as you can tell, the smoke's really not going to be good when it comes to enemies that have a lot of health. We're only dealing like a little over 15,000 damage with every tick. As you can see, we're only dealing 7,000 when it comes to Elemental Husk. But I don't think it's going to be too bad when it comes to regular enemies, especially like Mini Husk or regular Husk and non-Elemental Husk. And you see we were able to kill him pretty quickly. But it's not going to be as good when it comes to Huskies, Riot Huskies, and Miss Monsters, and Elemental Husk. But yeah, that's what her standard and commander perk look like. It's actually a little noisy every time you run. It sounds like a waterfall maybe, or an ocean. It sounds like water whenever you run full speed. And it is kind of loud, so if you find it annoying, you may have to turn your sound effects down a little bit. Holy shoot, it is loud. So one thing you could do, like when it comes to encampments, is just run around in circles. Like, just keep running around the enemies. They'll keep taking damage. And watch, we're going to end up finishing this whole encampment by just running circles around the enemies. It sounds weird, but it works, right? Like, look, we just did that whole encampment just running in circles. So again, when it comes to weaker enemies, she's actually not that bad. Alright, let's go ahead and start the first wave. So one thing I noticed when I was running around looking for Blue Glow is that she's a really good hero when it comes to traversing around the map. It was almost to the point where I didn't even feel like I needed to pull out my hoverboard. Like, that's how smooth it was running around the map. But yeah, when it comes to Eternal Wanderer, I would definitely recommend getting her for a few reasons. Obviously, she's one of the best heroes when it comes to getting around the map. And not only is she good as a commander, but I feel like she's going to be really good when it comes to farming loadouts. It's going to help them get around the map a lot better. Let's go ahead and use another Dragon Slash here. But yeah, that's probably the main reason I would recommend her, is because I think she would be really useful when it comes to farming loadouts. Second reason I would recommend getting her is because, well, this is the first time she's ever been available. And as of right now, she doesn't have a slot in the collection book. So at this moment, this is the only way you can get her. And I would also recommend getting her because she's actually a lot of fun. When I was running around getting Blue Glow, I noticed it felt really smooth because I didn't have to stop constantly to get my stamina back. So you definitely want to try to get her before she goes away. Speaking of which, I believe this current venture season ends on September 4th. So I think she'll be available in the event store until then. Alright, let's go ahead and start this second wave. The only things I didn't like was I wish that her cloud dealt a little bit more damage. It's pretty much useless when it comes to Miss Monsters, Huskies, or Riot Huskies. It's pretty much useless. So I do sort of wish that dealt more damage, and I also wish it wasn't as loud as it is. I know one way you can fix that is by just turning down your sound effects. But I kind of wish they would lower the volume on that a little bit, because it definitely feels like it's louder than it needs to be. But I mean, those are the only two things I don't like about it, is that it doesn't deal as much damage as I wanted to, and also wish she had a back bling. But I love being able to just run around Husk. I think she's going to be really good when it comes to destroy the encampment type of missions, because you can literally just run circles around the encampment. But yeah, that's sort of just my initial impressions of Eternal Wanderer. Oh, we got a mini boss, people. For those of you who have tried her, let us know what you all think about her in the comments below, and let us know what kind of loadouts you all came up with. I would definitely recommend using either Fleetfoot Ken or Dyer or both, because it felt a lot more satisfying being not only able to travel further, but travel faster as well, which in turn helps you travel further. So I would recommend using those two. I would also recommend using Snuggle Specialist Sarah. I would also recommend using her, mainly because, I mean, you can run and leave a trail of smoke that leaves damage, or you can use your Dragon Slash and have that leave a trail of destruction and damage. So I just feel like it fits well with this hero. But yeah, that's sort of my initial impression when it comes to Eternal Wanderer. For those of you who have tried her, let us know what you all think about her in the comments below. Before I go, I did want to give a huge shout out to everybody who's been using creator code A1, and just wanted to say thank you for your support. But yeah, I think we'll try to help some people with Hit the Road on Twitch this week. If you need help with it, just follow on Twitch. I'll leave a link to my Twitch in the description. Anyways, I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.